Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second segment of On the Patio with Proc. Today's guests are Jonathan Bowser from Integrated Development Partners and George Connor from Dauphin County Economic Development. First, we have Jonathan Bowser. Mr. Bowser, how are you this evening, sir?
I'm good, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We appreciate the support. Tell us about the Stilton project. We're going to go straight in. Stilton, all day, every day. You know who we are. You know what we do. Stilton.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
A couple years ago, as we were starting IDP, this project had kind of, perked our interest for a lot of reasons. For me personally, having roots and family in Stilton, that date back, over 100 years, it was something that was real personal for me. So, I saw the opportunity for us to come in. I felt like the project really fit our talents as an organization, as far as it being a brownfield, needing state money, county money, knowing a lot of the council members, so there was a good, solid relationship and trust, knowing you since we were all younger. So it just made a lot of sense, and I felt like, I was in a position to where, I could give back to a community that, helped raise me and that I cared about. And so, we took a stab at it. So to fast forward, we've had some early success even in the midst of a pandemic. We were able to land, Dollar General, that at this point we're just waiting for some state HOP stuff to happen. So that way we can do all the work on Front Street so they can open up hopefully in I think April or May timeframe. We're also able to land Senior Life, which is almost like an adult daycare. They're currently in Harrisburg. They need to relocate, and they really like the location. And a lot of their patients come from out of that Stilton, Sweater area, South Harrisburg area. So it made a lot of sense, for them to be there. And so, they're going to bring about 60 to 70 employees with them, a good mix of professionals. And so that'd be really good for the community too. The other project that hopefully we'll be starting, sometime this summer is looking at about a 45-unit apartment building with some first floor retail. So we're hoping to be able to get like a nice coffee shop, bakery, something like that. So we're talking to some people about that. Been talking to a couple mom and pop places that, have some different restaurant ideas. So we hope to be able to get something like that in there as well. And then hopefully the last lot that we have, can't announce it yet, but, we're looking at a medical office user that I think that would be really important for the community, to be able to provide affordable health care for those that need it. So we're really excited about that, to bring a lot of jobs again to the area. And what's great is, our project isn't important, but I think it's going to create more opportunity for other businesses in Stilton to thrive, because people are going to need a place to eat. They're going to need a place to do different things and services while they're on their lunch break or before work or after work. And so, if we can create an environment where people can, come back to the borough or work in the borough, and spend money in the borough, then I think, everybody kind of wins. So that's the overall plan. We got a park piece that we're as we're partnering with the borough on, to be able to, have events and again, bring people back into the borough, give them a reason to want to come back, and see people spend money. So, I think, that's what it's all about. The borough's been great, the county's been great, the state's been good, and so there's a lot of people that want to see this project happen and see it be successful. So I think, all those things considering, we've been good with it. It's been a good project for us.
That's great. And we in Stilton greatly appreciate that. The development is going to bring foot traffic, and like you said, it's going to hopefully bolster the other businesses that are around.
Yeah.
Let's touch on how hard it is to develop in Stilton. I mean, it wasn't easy, getting people to buy into the program that you're selling.
Yeah.
wasn't easy. You know, everybody says we need a grocery store. You know, it's a food desert. We all get that.
Yeah.
But that's something that we can't overcome. So tell us about, you know, how hard it is to develop in a municipality like Steelton versus, you know, anywhere else.
I mean, from our perspective, I think the hard piece was done before we got there. You know what I mean? So I can't say it was hard for us. It was hard for you guys as part of the council and the leadership of the borough. It was hard for the county. You know, you guys put the LERTA in place. You guys did a lot of the CDBG, the EPA money. All that stuff was done by the time we got there. So for us, you know, we hit it at the right time. You know, a lot of other communities we go into where you see a lot of development, it's tougher because, you know, there's a lot of opposition to development because they already feel like they're overdeveloped. Where I felt like for us coming into Stilton, it was different. We were welcome. It was, you know, we came to meetings and everybody said, how can we help you? And so it was actually easy. The more difficult piece that you're speaking of, yeah, everybody wanted a grocery store, but, you know, the reality is, you know, the market dictates. We don't dictate the market. We own land, but we're not the retailer. So the retailer has to tell us, yes, I want to be there, or no, I don't want to be there. And so for us, you know, we were able to land Dollar General early, but it was because Dollar General saw we want to be there. And so for us, you know, we own land, we make opportunities happen, but people have to come to us. And so, you know, whether it's Dollar General or Senior Life or, you know, whatever we do in the future, that was people who already said we want to kind of be there. We've been looking at that market for a while. We were just waiting for the right opportunity. And so I think for Stilton, you know, I don't think things stop at our project. I think there's a lot of interest in the borough of people wanting to be there. I think it's just the borough that has to continue to create those opportunities for people like us to come in, take a little bit of risk and see it out. But, you know, that's the easier part. I think you guys did the hard part, you know, up front before we even got there.
Good. Tell us about, obviously I've known you for, I refereed your basketball games, your varsity basketball games at East High. I've known you forever. Our families go back to First Baptist Church. I mean, we're deep in Steelton.
Yeah.
As a young black man starting out in banking and finance, how hard was it for you to get a look or come through and work your way through? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's definitely difficult because there's not a lot of, you know, when I started off in banking, you know, there was no other black people that was in, or even minorities for that, you know, that were in the commercial lending program. I was pretty much it, you know. But, you know, everybody through that process showed me love. You know, I met a lot of good friends. I got a lot of good friends from when I was there, and they gave me a chance. And so, you know, I never seen it as, you know, it was going to stop me or slow me down from progressing. I seen it as an opportunity to continue to show people that, you know, people that look like us can be successful. You know, we can dress the part, we can talk the part, we can, you know, learn, and we're able to be able to, you know, perform. And so, you know, from that perspective, it was somewhat easier. The other thing that I think helped out a little bit was the fact that, you know, I'm from the area. You know, I played basketball and I had a good career with that. And so when I came back, certain people remembered that, you know what I mean? And that was something that, you know, Coach Richter, who I know we both played for, was always big on. When I was in high school, he always, you know, said to me, you know, what you do now is going to have an impact on your life when you graduate from college. And he would always tell me that. He would always just say, if you do things right now, when you're ready to come back and, you know, you graduate from college and you do all those things, like, people are going to remember what you did if you go about it the right way. And so he was always big on, you know, he was about wins and losses, and he always wanted to win, but he was also about making people men. And you know what I mean? And he played a big role in helping me, you know, understand that pretty early on. I never forgot that along the way.
I was on the Borough Basement a couple weeks ago, podcast ran by Kurt Cheatham and Dom Arter and CJ Johnson.
Yeah.
And we discussed the difference between Rick Binder and Kenny Richter. And I stated that Rick Binder made men winners. Kenny Richter made men men. And that's a big difference. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
So, I've been asked oftentimes who would have I rather played for, and without hesitation, it's Kenny Richter.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think Binder was a great coach, you know what I mean? I have a really good relationship for him, and I respect a lot that he's done. But, Richter was about character, but he wanted to win more than anybody else too, though. That's the cold part about him, is that he wanted to win, but character was more important. Mm-hmm. So if you didn't have the right character, he might not have fooled with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? There was a lot of times where he would sit players in like key games. I'm like, Coach, what's up? Like, why you? And I didn't understand it at the time, but when I got older, I completely understood why he did what he did. And so, he was that guy that helped me understand that it's about winning, but you got to have good character along the way. Mm-hmm. And he lived it out, and he took a lot of criticism for it. Mm-hmm. And I get it to a certain extent, but it depends on what you want in life. And if I have a young son, and which I do, I got 3, I would love for them to play for a guy like that.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Oh, one last thing. Tell us about your best Stilton story.
Best Stilton story. Wow. I don't know, man. I got a lot of fond memories. Like I said, my grandparents, grew up in Stilton. My parents, my dad, a lot of my family. I would say one of my best Stilton stories is probably, I was just talking to my cousin Lime today on Facebook about it. But back when they had the 1992 run and they won it, they played Reading and they played a couple other good teams along the way. And just to see how a community can come together and support, whether it's sports or whatever, and just be able to kind of support the community, support the players, and to support, what was going on at the time, I think is a great thing. And I was young, so, that was more impactful to me at that point in time. And, I don't think I got one Stilton story, but I think one thing about Stilton in general is that, it's a very loving, supporting, close-knit, diehard kind of town. And I think that's key. Another good piece is a couple years ago, my grandpa was given an award for his time in the military and his time for, what he's done in the community in Stilton over the years. And that was important to me because I see, I've seen over the years, over the course of my life, how he's had an impact in the community, and even at 91, how he still has an impact in the community, and he's still on planning commission. So, and then I would probably close it out by saying number 3, I think another critical, important piece that I always remember is, the night that we did receive approval from the planning commission for our project, and my grandfather at the time was 90, was able to vote and be there, and be part of that. And so for him to see his grandson so many years later, because he was a critic of that project, as you know, for years, 15 years. Yeah, that ain't gonna never get done. You know what I mean? So for me to sit there at that point where 15 years forward, it's me who's getting it done.
Absolutely.
And part of that, I think was that was something that I always remember.
No, I agree. He would always come to council meetings and say, "You guys are never building houses on Adams Street. Never building houses on."
Wanted that pool.
Yeah,
Wanted that
definitely.
pool on Adams Street.
I said, Junior, when it's time, you're going to take my gold shovel.
Yeah.
And move some dirt.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Unfortunately, he was sick. He had a couple health issues at that time.
Yeah.
But he has seen houses built on Adams Street.
Yep.
And John come through and, build some development, have a development down in Stilton, man. We
Yeah.
greatly appreciate it. Thank you, bro, for coming out tonight.
Appreciate you having me.
Appreciate
No
you.
doubt.
Thanks.
IDP, we got some exciting stuff coming up. We're in Stilton right now. We got Dollar General opening up, hopefully in the next couple of months. We have Senior Life that's under construction that should be done in the next, I think by midsummer. We're looking to hopefully start construction on a medical office building and an apartments later this year. So we're really excited about finishing that project and the impact that we think it'll have on the community. We also have projects throughout the area. We have some projects in Hershey and in Harrisburg, in York County, in Hanover, and then also in Cumberland County. So we appreciate the continued support as we look to try to do our part in improving and uplifting our communities.
Welcome back to On the Patio with Proc. My second guest is George Connor, Executive Director of Economic Development for Dauphin County. Mr. Connor, welcome.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Tell us who George Connor is.
Who George Connor is?
Yeah, tell us who George Connor is.
That's a great question. That's a great question. Well, George Connor professionally works for the Dauphin County Commissioners, Jeff Hayes, Mike Priest, and George P. Hartwick III. And I really appreciated them, having the trust and faith in me to be the executive director of the Economic Development Department. So, my thing is I like to help people, period. So it doesn't matter who you are, if you're a homeless person on the street or CEO of a Fortune 500 company. My job is to make sure people get help, and that's what we do in my office. So, and that makes my day very easy because I love coming to work because I love what I do.
Now, your predecessor, Skip Mimi, you were young when you were thrusted in that position. I remember that.
Yes.
How did you feel when you first had to start off? I mean, it was probably like, a chicken running around with your head cut off because Mr. Mimi left abruptly and you were thrusted into that position. I mean, talk about that.
Well, I've been with the county for 20 years. So I started out as a community development coordinator. So basically, I knew the office from the ground up. So for me, I know every aspect of the office. So it's easy for me to know whether someone's doing something incorrectly or correctly and give advice on any type of issue that comes up. And yeah, it was a little scary at the beginning, wondering if I could do it or not, but I just had trust in myself and got it done. And we're doing great things now.
Yeah.
Have a great staff ever of my lifetime in that office. And we're excited about the projects that we're doing, and things are getting done. Commissioners are happy, county's happy, and I get a lot of thank you notes from businesses, companies, nonprofits, whatever it may be, because they know we're out there assisting them to help them strive and become better in the community. So.
Yeah, tell us about what goes on with the COVID grants and things like that, and how you guys help small business, how the Dauphin County helps small businesses throughout this pandemic.
Well, we've received about 4 different allocations of funding. The first was from the federal government, which my office, we run the CDBG program, Community Development Block Grant. My deputy director and I, Doug Brown, created a loan program initially back in April when COVID hit, when the pandemic was just out, and it was very successful. We had a lot of applications. We've helped a lot of people, a lot of businesses. And then the CARES Act hit. That was the second round. And then we had another CARES Act round out. And then now we're running a second round of CDBG. They call it CV. So, and they're up to $10,000 to assist for-profit businesses and nonprofit entities with expenses, any type of working capital, payroll, whatever it may be, utilities, electric, sewer, water line bills, whatever it may be. So that's what we do.
How can they get involved? How can someone apply for a COVID grant or a CBDG DV or whatever the case?
CDBG CV.
CV.
Yeah, CV.
Cumberland Valley. I got
Cumberland Valley. So basically, with those grants, this 4th round is going to open probably sometime in early March. So you would contact my office at 780-6250 or go on our website, and the application will be on there, and just fill it out, submit it. And I would advise people the day it opens to get your application in. Don't wait. People usually wait to the deadline date, and by then the money has pretty much dried up. So be very aggressive with your application process. Get it in immediately, and hopefully we'll be able to help you out if you qualify for the program.
Good. That's a great thing that Dauphin County offers. Tell us about some more things that the county has to offer for everyone here within Dauphin County.
Well, my office has a lot of different grant programs to assist nonprofit entities, municipalities, and for-profit businesses as well. One of our largest programs is the local share municipal grant program, the casino grant, a gaming grant they call it. And we get about $6.5 to $6.7 million a year with that. And we probably get over every year $20 to $22 million worth of requests. So the program is very, very competitive every year. And the grants range from anywhere between $50 to $200 to $300,000, depending on if you are a contiguous municipality, which they get the first dibs at the funding, and then all the other municipalities and nonprofits and for-profit businesses are on the second round of the funding. We also have, as you know, Mr. Proctor, and want to cut in here a bit, but you're doing a great job in Stilton, and we've had some great projects down in Stilton. I just want to commend you for what you're doing right now for the community, and as Borough Council President, and Mr. Sajina as well. You guys have done a great job, and Stilton's thriving, and we really appreciate you guys bringing projects to us and helping us assist you with that.
Yeah, we really appreciate the support we get from Dauphin County, and it's not just us two, it's the 7 as a whole. Our council is really dug into making Stilton better.
Right.
We appreciate the buy-in that we get from the county, whether it's the skate park or the Integrated Development Partners project on Front Street that Jonathan Bowser previously spoke about.
Yes.
I think that the Stilton community and the county needs to know how much you guys do for Stilton, because we haven't raised taxes in several years. I'm running for my 3rd term. We haven't raised taxes at all, which is a great thing, and we attribute that to the money we receive from the county. We greatly appreciate that here in Stilton.
Welcome. I mean, you're welcome.
Whatever the county needs from us or you guys need, we are ready and willing to assist. So tell us about the fun things the county has coming.
Fun things.
The fun things. You guys have a multicultural fest. You guys have wine fest.
Yes.
Just now with COVID, I mean, what's the plan? How are you guys going to handle that?
Well, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. Hopefully, I've heard that the governor is going to allow the businesses, the restaurants and retail businesses to open back up at 100%. And I think I heard sometime in April or May, if I'm not mistaken. So if that happens, hopefully the restrictions will be off on the entertainment industry, and we can get back to business with the concerts we've had down at Riverfront Park. We brought in some large bands. We partnered with Harrisburg University, and they've been very successful. We also have, like you said, the Cultural Fest, which we've been running for the last maybe 15 years. Had some big time 1980 rap artists there, Dougie Fresh, Big Daddy Kane, and the likes.
Houdini, the great Houdini.
Great Houdini. And these concerts are amazing because they're free. So we allow people to come down. We close down Market Street from front to second. And basically, anyone is allowed to come in for free and enjoy the entertainment. And it's extremely exciting, very fun, and it's been successful. We've never had a bad cultural fest, so.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we did have that one with Rain with Houdini.
We did, that's right.
We went down to the Crown Plaza, and Houdini put on a great show down there. There was only about 50 people in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they put on a great show in there, man. I still have the video on my phone. That was a great night.
So a lot of different fun things coming, hopefully. Like I said, if everything changes with the restrictions, we'll be back in business, and the concerts, we have them lined up and ready to go. I think this year we're probably looking at Tony.
It feels good.
Right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that.
That's great.
And then the Wine and Jazz Fest and the Music Fest.
Well, that's my favorite. Yeah. Wine and Jazz Fest is my favorite. I mean, you can't. That's what I'm into.
Exactly.
I just wish we could smoke cigars. Wine and cigars go hand in hand with me. But so. George, we've known each other a lot of years. We refereed a lot of basketball games. I'm sure we probably refereed our previous guest, John Bowser, together.
Yes, we did. Mr. Bowser.
All
referees suck too. We all suck.
Oh right? We're terrible. We're terrible. That's just we need glasses. I can't tell you how many times I ran up and down the court and heard, "Proc, you're terrible.
Terrible.
You're terrible." You and G-Con.
There's no good calls.
Go
There's
back
no
to
good
Steelton.
calls. Go back to Steelton.
You know, I get that all the time. But
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely, yeah.
we've known each other a long time. We've become great friends.
Absolutely.
I'm going to close this with the, you know, give us your best Stilton story.
Stilton or Susquehanna guy?
I know you're a Susquehanna guy, but you know, you guys can't beat us for real. I mean, you guys got that district championship. My brother was a senior, but then we won the state title. So you know, we bring home the gold. When we're there, we bring home the gold.
Yeah.
We're not McDavid.
Okay.
We're not Susquehanna. We're not anybody else.
Okay.
We bring home the gold.
Right.
That's what we do.
Well, I'll tell you my best sports story. So, I've been playing football since I was 5 years old. Pee Wee Pony Midgets, college football, you name it. And my best story is I've missed one practice my whole life. I've probably been to 1,000 practices. I was a three-star athlete at Susquehanna. Played football, basketball, and ran track.
Where'd you go to college?
Originally Florida A&M.
Okay.
That's where I played football at.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? There you go. So my one story.
What are they? The Rattlers? The
Yeah, the Rattlers. The Rattlers. Yes,
yeah,
correct, correct. So my one story is I skipped one football practice, right?
At Florida
With my
A&M?
friend, no, I'm talking about midgets.
Okay.
As a little kid, the
Midgets.
Susquehanna story, right?
We're going back there.
We're going back there. I never missed any. I told you, one practice. So I was playing, I think it probably was Pee Wee or Pony because I was riding my bike. And one of my best friends, Aaron Lewis, he didn't play that year, right? And they were going to the mall, Colonial Park Mall, because back in the day it was a video, the arcades.
Yeah.
What was it called? Space Tunnel, or whatever it was called.
Yep.
Space Tunnel. So Aaron goes, you need to miss practice. You need to miss practice today. Come with us. We're going to
DJ Bliss.
DJ Bliss.
DJ Bliss got you missing practice.
We're going to the arcade. I said, man, I can't miss practice. He goes, just miss practice. Nobody's gonna know. Your mom and dad ain't gonna find out. I said, all right.
So you rode.
So I had on my uniform. I left like I was going to practice, and I'm riding my little bike, right? My little dirt bike, riding, pedal bike. We go to Colonial Park, and we're in the arcade playing games. And next thing you know, my mom comes up behind me and goes, taps me on the shoulder. She goes, Georgie, get on your bike and go straight home. So little did I know, I don't know what happened, but my mom must have went to practice and I wasn't there. And of course, everybody dined me out. He's with Aaron at the video game playing at Colonial Park. She drives all the way to the Colonial Park and comes and gets me, and I was in big trouble. And that was the first and only practice I ever missed in my lifetime. And so that was a funny story. And I got joked forever about that. They would say, Georgie, get on your bike and go straight home. All my friends would joke all the time, every day, for like years and years and years after that. It was just
that's great, man.
Crazy time. But once again, I want to give a shout out to Mike Musser and the Dauphin County Commissioners and Chad Saylor as well. So those guys have been great influences in my life, and
they've been
that's
great
the reason
for
why
Stilton,
I'm
too.
successful, honestly.
They've been great for Stilton, man.
They've been great for Stilton as well.
Again, we can't do anything without community networking resources.
Absolutely.
And Dauphin County, and especially the Dauphin County Economic Development
and my
Department.
oversight, Mike Priest, has been a great oversight for me, and just has given me the flexibility to do what we need to do to assist the businesses and nonprofits and the municipalities in Dauphin County, and people love us for that. So,
well, thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out tonight.
Thank you, sir. And you guys keep up the good work in Stilton as well.
We appreciate it.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.